Side note, we get some kind of wild examples in the book, and I'll spotlight a few. But on page 11, we hear about Sally. Sally and her husband came for counseling. They were newly married and facing difficult adjustments. One of the hardest hurdles for Sally to surmount was that her husband did not organize his life around her. She'd been an only child. While her parents didn't spoil her by lavishing things on her, they did make her wants and needs a priority. This left me asking, well, why shouldn't her needs and wants be a priority? Like, is this fundamentally a bad thing to have someone's needs and wants be a priority in their relationship? So I think you see some stowaway ideas there. Another example we get here is on page 12 about a 10-year-old and his family culture. I recently asked a young lad of 10 what would get him into the most trouble, breaking a valuable vase or disobeying his parents' clear directive. Without a moment of hesitation, he said it would be far worse to break a cherished vase. This lad has learned the values of the home. He perceives an unspoken value that says prized vases are of greater concern to his parents than disobedient boys. These values are based on hollow and deceptive philosophies. The values based on hollow and deceptive philosophies, those are big statements. Those are big sweeping statements to put in a book like this. It's that either or mentality. Like, there's not space for you to care about a cherished vase. Like, it's kind of a morally neutral value to care about a cherished vase, but here it's going to be placed on the level of hollow and deceptive philosophies. And he's putting these things at odds, like which is worse, breaking the vase or disobeying the directive. And I'm not sure they need to be parsed out, even in this anecdote. So I am really putting things under the microscope, but I think it's worth doing it because communication happens not just through what's directly spoken, but through these sort of illustrations as well. And as I read this book, I was noticing so many of the illustrations are negative illustrations of how it goes wrong, of sin, of ways parents are doing it wrong, of ways children are doing it wrong. And I think this really is a fruit of everything being defined in terms of sin. Like, even the ones who are maybe the children who are doing it right, they are at risk of being identified as hypocrites